Bă, știți că ne-am uitat la Dave și am vorbit despre cazul ăsta să vedem ce se întâmplă. E crazy ce se întâmplă. Facem acum un update să vedem ce s-a mai întâmplat. Eu m-am mai uitat la Trap Lord Ross, dacă știți. Am văzut cum o vorbi și pe Reddit, cum își scotea moderatorii de pe Reddit, cum ștergea evidenți de pe Reddit, cum o ieși de pe serverul lui de Reddit ca să nu mai posteze nimeni, că dacă pe Reddit, dacă un grup de Reddit nu mai are moderator, nu se mai poate posta.
So just
Hai să vedem ce s-a mai întâmplat în cazul ăsta. E crazy cazul ăsta, sincer. Ci că mai există încă o Celeste, Celeste Hernandez și Celeste Herrera sau ceva de genul.
last week, I had made a video about the ongoing
La 78 donated €1. Bună red. S-a esticat sunt pe TikTok update-uri despre casul cu Celeste, am văzut clipul tău și am
Mersi
spus
frumos, mersi
satisfic.
frumos. Știu că-s pe TikTok, dar ne uităm și noi la un video aici frumos, că spuse cap la cap
situation with
toate.
music artist
Noapte bună,
David
Sweeps.
and how he had potentially ruined his entire career and life due to his potential involvement with the missing 14-year-old girl named Celeste Hernandez.
Bro,
David went from
100% el a
aspirations
făcut-o,
of
bro.
gaming
100% el
and
a
streaming
făcut-o,
fame
100%.
to becoming an internet superstar musician with his songs trending all
Scot
over
astea sau
TikTok.
le las,
And
chat? Le scot, nu? Sau le fac mai mici? De fapt le scot, mă, ce dracu,
for
știți
more
engleză.
information on his rise, you guys can check out my last video on this topic. But today I have updates for you guys, including more evidence that makes David look even guiltier than he did before. I told you last time that when they found
What?
that makes
Ce asta?
David look even guiltier than he did before. I told you last time that when they found the dismembered body in the back of his Tesla, that he tried to completely ignore the situation and continue with his countrywide tour that he was on at the time. But now the situation has gotten to a point where they had to totally cancel the rest of his shows, and his label Interscope has also pulled all marketing and promotion on him amid this investigation.
Crazy, bro! O dat cancel la tot show, înseamnă că 100% se întâmplă ceva, sigur. Sigur, nu știu cum încă nu este luat de gen de poliție, bro.
And as reported last time, he was complying with the authorities, but the police have still not publicly listed him as a person of interest. And based on the evidence I have, David has still been extremely active online, even as recently as yesterday. So let's start with the fact that people had been calling David out with these Epstein EDP rumors since last year. Although he went back and turned off his comments on this specific TikTok, someone had left a comment as early as February 2024 saying, "Waiting for LAPD to get your ass for messing with a 13-year-old girl," on a TikTok that he had captioned, "Me to everyone I tricked into thinking this was a love song." And even back 2 weeks ago when the body was initially discovered,
fost un
a
murder
Reddit user
song,
had
bro.
commented, "This guy
Nu
is
e
a
arestat.
PDF from what I've heard. My sister who is now in 9th grade told me that he was dating an 8th grader, let's just call her C." And
Bă, din câte știu eu și din câte am auzit, ci că de-aia nu-l arestează încă, pentru că au nevoie de un case foarte, foarte strong împotriva lui, pentru că toate chestiile astea pe care le vedem noi pe internet și evidențul ăsta pe care le vedem, practic nu este nimic fizic. Au nevoie de physical evidence și nu-i de ajuns doar că a fost găsit gen corpul lui Celeste în mașina lui. Trebuie ceva evidence mult mai puternic ca după să aibă un caz foarte, foarte strong și după să îl bage gen în arest, ca dacă vine un avocat bun să nu poată să-l mai scoată de acolo, pentru că e destul de complicat ce se întâmplă pe aici. Că corpul lui Celeste, din câte am înțeles, era așa de tare mutilat și așa de descompus deja, că na, erau 3 săptămâni de când a murit, încât i-a fost greu să afle cauza morții. Și când e un corp care nu ai cum să-ți dai seama gen de cauza morții, na, e complicat, e greu să acuzi pe cineva așa. Chiar dacă a fost găsit corp acolo și cu toate evidențurile astea pe care le vedeți voi pe internet.
she would go on
Crazy,
trips
sincer.
with him to LA. They're all in 9th grade now, and it turns
Rapper
out
trying
C's
not to
friends
self-snitch.
knew, and he would pay them to keep their mouth shut. C has been missing for over a month now, and no one knows her whereabouts. Definitely something strange going on. Which does line up with photos of David handing what appears to be teenagers a brown bag and also a stack of cash. There was also a clip that resurfaced where David appears on stream with who people are saying is Celeste, and the girl in the video says something very strange.
I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
Ei, eu,
Really good.
Okay,
It's
bye.
been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything goes. Everything.
So he tells his moderators there to
Bro.
straight up delete everything. Also, pay attention to the chat. as his fans literally joked about him going on an Epstein flight. They also talked about a David and Celeste
TikTok erau unui imagine if he did all that to promote his song.
Island trip, while also saying that he is both cancelled and cooked. Someone also released a video from one of his concerts where he plays this unreleased song where David says this.
Okay, about the love when I'm with you, 'cause I be breaking it all the time, and I don't really mean to cause no issue.
I mean, come on, guys. It was like this guy was addicted.
Bro, I mean, de ce era lumea așa de disperată după unul care cântă în vocea lui Chipmunk?
To dry snitching on himself in his songs and his music videos. And in a song called Decide that he released back in 2022, you know, back when this girl Celeste would have been 11 years old, David sings, I know what the problem is, save your...
Da, exact, am văzut și eu gen chestia aia, că corpul gen era mutilat și era tăiat și părțile unde avea tatuaje nu mai erau. Bro, crazy, că au încercat să îi taie părțile corpului unde avea tatuaje ca să nu-și dea seama că e ea.
Tears, 7 years, I know life is complicated. When obviously in 7 years from then, she would have been of age.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay, so the plan is hopefully this music thing takes off crazy next year.
Why is he saying, why are you saying that like you're not like up there, gang?
Well, I'm not there yet, but hopefully it's like even crazier next year. And then I'm going crazy year after year for the next 3 years. And then on the 4th year, I retire. And on the 5th year, I'm off the grid, living somewhere like on an island with this crazy crib, no social media, no digital footprint. Just gone. I'm just gone. In 5 years, I'm gonna be gone.
Will you still remember me?
Yeah, bro. You'll have like the secret codes to the mansion.
What's the secret code? Give us the first 2 numbers.
Absolutely not.
Now, 5 years from that clip would also be when Celeste would be 18 years old. There was also rumors that the two of them even shared a Spotify playlist together, and there was a video from June 27th of last year where it looks like someone is sneaking her backstage at one of David's shows. Now, that looks to me like the body language of someone who is trying to be hidden. And it really does make me question, like, how many people were complicit in this cover-up? How many people knew that David was running around with this underage missing girl? Because even in his Discord, it's quite apparent that some of his fans kind of knew what was going on.
And I had the idea to kind of make this first music video introduce a character that I had.
Bro, oricum, literalmente, și dacă el nu a omorât-o pe fata asta, bro, omul tot se vedea cu o minoră. Tot avea o relație cu cineva underage. I mean, cariera lui e fucked. El e fucked. Oricum ar fi. It's over, bro. It's over.
Been kind of ideated.
Da, îți dai seama, frate, cum se simte avocatul care ia cazul ăsta? Adică da, câștigi bani, dar blood money, man. Adică până la urmă încerci să aperi pe cineva care allegedly omorât pe cineva, dar 100% a avut o relație cu un minor, gen, come on, bro.
For a really long time, that's why you see him with the blindfold and the bloody shirt aesthetic and the bow tie. I'm really big into anime and I'm really big into manga, and I wanted to make my own manga series at one point. And I was writing a lot of poems and writing a lot of things for it. And a big part of that manga was an evil version of me named Itami, which means pain in Japanese. And he wears his blindfold, and he's basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego. And the story of the manga went like I was a detective, and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, and he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. I'd be like solving murders that I'm committing myself. He's holding the knife with the bloody thing. You get the girl who's basically like the ghost of the person that he killed. Was his first victim in the manga.
Other than that, internet investigators found an old video of David cleaning someone's shoes, captioned, I clean people's shoes as a side hustle, by the way, and then they also found a picture of the girl Celeste sitting on a bus with the very same Jordans. And things would only get creepier when a now deleted user in his Discord server, who people suspect was Celeste, shared a photo where she has a David tattoo on her ring finger which dons a wedding ring. The same user also shared what appears to be her and David backstage laying
cerut o copilă cu aie.
Down together, and in this alleged screenshot, David even claims that he and the deleted user have a kid on the way back in July of 2024, which people obviously speculate could be the very reason that she ended up losing her life. And keep in mind, guys, at this time, all the...
Astea deja s-a dus deep rău de tot cazul. S-a dus deep rău. What the fuck?
The information I'm sharing in this video is pure speculation, and technically it is innocent until proven guilty no matter how bad it may look. There was also old chats dug up where David says that he was addicted to watching videos, and to me with some of this it's like, at what point do they really consider like shutting down Discord or having a much heavier moderation system on that? I just really feel like every time some sick shit is happening, Discord is always involved as the means of communication. Now, to get back to the evidence, back in January of last year, David had posted a video on TikTok in which a user says, "Please adopt me, I need it," and David tags an account with the username 09-07 and says, "Should we?" And I want you guys to just take a wild guess whose birthday was on September 7th. Which is also the very same day that David released his song Romantic Homicide, which, like I told you last video, was the disturbing imagery of a body being thrown into the trunk of a car. I mean, it's like all the dominoes are falling, all the evidence is lining up against David, I don't really know what more people need to see. He also made this video in 2024.
Aparent au găsit și corpul copilului lângă casă? Ce corpul copilului lui cu Celeste? What?
When your car declined to therapy and they bring in that one Hello Kitty girl that you met in 2021, and apparently this girl was known for her love of Hello Kitty. There are alleged Instagram story leaks from her where she has Hello Kitty Crocs on and is potentially talking about David's Hello Kitty doll. From the same Instagram leaks, people found her wearing a bracelet that matches this photo of a hand on David's face.
Bro, yeah, too much, bro, too much, too many
evidences. They also found her
bro.
purse in the background sitting on the couch of one of David's TikTok videos, with the same 2 keys you see there on the strap.
Crazy.
And there was even speculation that David got the license plate on his Sprinter van changed to match her name. And people also found some alarming reposts on his TikTok page, where there are jokes about ending your girlfriend's life for talking to other guys, and being so jealous about stories from her past that you blow her brains out. Like, David, what past are you talking about? Like, back when she was in elementary school on the playground, you sick bastard? And here is where things get even stranger to me. Like I said, the police had not listed him as like a person of interest or even a suspect. And like I said, there is evidence that David has been online as recently as yesterday. Some of you may know that David was really close to a lot of the biggest streamers online. Him and this guy Jason had even made a song together that has now been taken off YouTube.
Nu au dat release la testul ADN, dar au găsit infant remains lângă o casă de-a lui. What? Bro. Nah. Coaie.
And this streamer Lacey revealed that David had been watching his stream only 3 days ago.
David was in the viewer list on my stream and he just unfollowed me on Twitch. Is that, like, that's fucking creepy, no? Like, look, there's a blank for where the following was.
And just yesterday, he was tracked on Fortnite playing several matches of the casual reload game mode on his account. So I don't know, it's like the guy's whole life could be at stake and he's out here just running Fortnite, like living free. I mean, something about that just is so wrong with me. Like, why is this guy not behind bars? I mean, honestly, this sick might be sitting back loving the attention, because since this whole situation went viral, he's been breaking his own streaming records, because obviously a majority of people had no idea who this guy was before this happened, and also people want to see the potential dry snitching that he was committing in his very own songs.
Run away from home again, carving these notes into bloody arms.
You know, at this point, they have held a bit of a memorial for the girl Celeste. Her brother has also spoken out thanking people for their support. And obviously, the whole situation for her family, whether she had a rough home life or not, has just been absolutely tragic. Either way, the situation just keeps getting darker, things just keep...
Crazy, bro. Dar vreau să mai văzut un video. Hai să ne uităm la ultimul update. Unde era? Ăsta, nu? Nu. Update. Cu 2 ore. Celeste spotted at Dave's concert days before murder. Nu, ăla vreau să fac cu CCTV de la el de acasă.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, huge news in the David/Celeste Rivas Hernandez case. They say, according to TMZ, that the body has now been released to the family, according to other reports as well. The body of the girl found in David's trunk, Celeste Rivas, has been released back to her family. And here, as you can see, to corroborate with those other headlines, you can see here the case number along with Celeste Rivas, date of death, September 8th, 2025, age 15. So they've officially ruled out her death date as being September 8th. 2020.
Era un pic mai deștept să se ascundă, bă, e prost tare, frate, e prost tare. Eu cred că acum ăsta face așa, se crede mastermind, se crede light în pula mea. Cine se crede? Ești prost? Crede că el e light și îl caută el.
Meaning that
ăsta, jur că în capul lui 100% acum trăiește un anime, trăiește un manga.
She would have died just one day after.
Alex. Voia să fie prins? Hell, nu vă mai gândiți că ăsta e ceva mare mastermind, că vezi, Doamne, m-ați prins doar pentru că am lăsat eu să mă prindeți. Lupul alfa, știi ce zic? TikTok edit. Hell na, bro. Cum să moră fata și să țin porbagaj 2 săptămâni? Păi credea că nu o să o găsească nimeni. Au lăsat-o în mașină la ăla abandonat. Pula mea, cum dracu o lași în porbagaj pute cadavrul ăla când se descompune?
Her birthday or within that 24-hour period, which in my opinion is incredibly spooky and which also would indicate that they probably were together for 2 to 3 years officially, given the timeline. And you can see the case status open, body status ready for release, of which it has now been released to the family so that they can have an official funeral for their little girl. Also, some other details we're going to get into. According to TMZ, they say cops eye runaway past troubled home life. And this has been rumors I've been hearing, speculation surrounding her home life, and the fact that she's ran away multiple times, not once but twice, and she was found the first time, went back to school, they found her a month later, told the story to her friends according to reports, and then a month later she ran away again, this time for over a year, and the next time she was found was when
Bro, dar asta e fantezia lui All in the Lyrics.
and, you know, she was found dead in David's trunk. But before we go any further into the video, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, the all notifications setting by hitting the bell,
cu mult înainte să moară Celeste.
subscribing, and turning on all notifications so you never miss a video.
De fapt, nu au zis că o vândut-o. Nu mai țineți minte că o zis la început că a fost stolen. Că a fost stolen, că a fost întrebat cineva gen de mașina lui de Tesla și a zis că I don't know man, it was stolen.
According to TMZ, the body of the girl found in singer David's car, Celeste Rivas, has been released to her family, the Los Angeles County coroner tells TMZ. Celeste's family can now claim her remains. Her death is under investigation after cops
What? 21 cars?
found her decomposing and chopped up body inside David's Tesla,
Biata fată, vă imaginați să mor, să putrezești în portbagajul unui psihopat?
which was impounded in a Hollywood tow yard. And right there is one of the points of contention, as early reports indicated that her body was specifically dismembered, but
Aia zic, Dita e artistul și fură mașina și mai e și Tesla pe deasupra. Tesla, bro, Tesla. I mean, nu-s eu mașinist, dar știu că Tesla are o grămadă de gadgeturi din astea. Pana mea îți filmează literalmente când cineva merge pe lângă mașina ta, gen 100% găsea mașina respectivă. Are AirTag, ia.
now TMZ is saying that it was
Gen, bro, dacă era altă mașină, da, înțelegeam că o fura și gen, pula mea, poate că nu o găsea, dar nici măcar nu s-o chinuit să o găsească. O ai pe telefon, exact. Ai
chopped up.
literalmente, ca orice om normal, când vede că Tesla-ul meu a fost furat, primești notificare pe telefon. Coaie, te duci la poliție direct, instant. Un om normal așa ar face.
body was chopped up and found in pieces, or if the body
A fost găsită mașina la vreo 3 străzi de casa lui, în back street, unde nu erau camere, n-are cum să fie furată. Nu a fost găsită în... Cum adică? Nu a fost găsită mașina lui la parcul ăla de mașini abandonate? Sau a fost găsită mașina acolo și a fost dusă, gen tractată, la parcul respectiv?
disintegrated into different pieces due to the natural decomposition of the human body after death seems to be still up in the air. I'm pretty sure if we see the autopsy report, we can get some more information on that. But one thing I do want to show you guys is a little bit of the footage here from Celeste's memorial ground here. We can see candles, people from the community who came out to show support for Celeste and, you know, to give their condolences. As we can see here, various different people, probably including family members, sisters, aunts, uncles, and whatnot. not. It's very sad, unfortunately, what happened to her. Honestly, one of the saddest things I've probably covered on this entire channel. However, the article goes on to say that Celeste's body was found earlier this month, which we know, the day before her 15th birthday, officially now, and authorities say it appeared the body had been decomposing for a while. She had been reported missing last year, and our law enforcement sources, according to TMZ, told us she ran away multiple times because of a troubled home. And actually, a very pivotal video that has yet to go viral is of a teacher who taught Celeste before she ran away. He actually was there, you know, teaching her when all this was going down. She ran away, you know, when she was attending one of his classes, came back, told friends in school, and then, you know, he saw her one last time before she ran away. And, you know, the next time anybody heard of her is when, you know, she was found dead recently. And he basically is here telling the story of how all that happened from his own perspective. Take a look.
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on.
Stai, what?
Basically is here telling anybody heard of her is when, you know, she was found dead recently, and he basically is here telling the story of how all that happened from his own perspective. Take a look.
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
What? Bro, i-o plătit colegii de clasă ca să nu zică nimica că se vede cu ea sau ce?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA.
So basically here we have the teacher basically confirming that Celeste was definitely in his class, and that multiple kids knew that Celeste was in some type of arrangement with this singer, David, right? And he actually, if you guys peep that, he just showed a photo of David pulling up, I believe, to the school parking lot, or, you know, some place around the vicinity, exchanging, he said, something with another kid in his class. Now, it may be kind of hard to see the photo or recognize what it is, but I know exactly what that photo is. If you slow it down right here, I know what that photo, I'm gonna show you guys what he's referring to. And the photo of which he would be referring to would be this one right here that I kind of showed in one of my previous videos about the situation with David. Essentially what we speculating to be him paying off this 14-year-old kid in a parking lot in Lake Elsinore, California, right? As you can see here, let me pause the video right here. You know, you can see this is going to be the same exact photo that I showed in this video as the one that this teacher is showing right here. So it's obvious that he's basically saying that that same exact kid of which David was paying off in this video, presumably, is the same one that was in his class here in this video that he was showing as well.
I just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met
Bro, omul a avut piesă în Arcane, man.
this dude on social media.
Nu știu dacă au avut în Invisible, dar știu că au avut în Arcane.
He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again.
What?
For like a month. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, that it was this rapper, and then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
Bro, coaie, dă-te în pula mea, deci o mai plecat odată, a fost plecată odată, dispărută tot așa, a fugit de acasă și o găsit-o poliția cu rapperul ăsta, tot cu David a plecat și a fugit, o găsit-o poliția, au adus-o înapoi și nu a făcut nimic în legătură cu ăla? Ăla fiind major, ea fiind minoră? What? Man, you're fucked up.
So basically, you know, this teacher was just kind of going over a little bit of the timeline he was aware of with, you know, this kid, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who was, you know, a kid in one of his classes, right, that he taught. And, you know, he's basically trying to sum up the situation that from a troubled home, you know, Celeste came from. For whatever reason, she ran away and she sought comfort elsewhere that allowed her to stay away from home, ran away multiple times, and how they met was through social media. He's basically trying to warn his young students that social media can be a dangerous trap and lead you down a dangerous road that can eventually, possibly, have your life taken away by that of a predator. I mean, it's unfortunate, you know, that a lot of people get wrapped up in the glitz and glamour and the mystique of celebrityism, activities, and exposes them to the wildest of situations, especially in this day and age, right? Like, this is why as a parent, you have to be so vigilant as to what your kids are doing online. Like, I always preach that, right? But it seems as though that Celeste did not have parents to even do that for her, which is why any of this even happened in the first place. And again, I'm still hearing reports that the parents knew, friends knew, and that these people were paid off. So there's that. Do with that information what you will. However, the article goes on to say that before the cops were able to identify Celeste's body, TMZ got a tip that she was the victim found in David's car. They got in touch with Celeste's mother, who told us her daughter had a red tattoo on her right index finger. The mom also told her daughter was dating a guy named David. TMZ said that they then passed the information that they got from the mother along to the LAPD's robbery homicide division, and days later, police identified Celeste as the victim. So, I mean, that's not surprising. TMZ always seems to be at the beginning, at the start of these cases. Somehow, some way, they have their little fingers in every crevice of California. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this update. Body's now been released. You saw the little memorial video that, you know, people pulled up to. Honestly, it's amazing to me how David has not been arrested yet. I do have a report indicating that this man has now cut his leases. Apparently his place of residence was raided by law enforcement. He was paying $20,000 a month for. They did a sweep and then he just terminated the lease.
20.000 de euro să plătești chirie e fucking crazy.
He got up out of there and I don't know. Knowing the FBI and law enforcement, they have arrested people for much less and very quickly too. So I'm just, how is this guy still free? Anyway, thoughts and opinions down below. Let me know all your thoughts and
crazy, bro.
So we've got a lot of new information regarding the David case. Celeste's body has officially been released by the LAPD. New reports suggest David may have been buying fake IDs for Celeste, and the homeowner of the Beverly Hills mansion David was living in confirmed there was in fact CCTV placed all around. So hopefully they should capture whoever murdered Celeste. We should be getting a breakthrough soon, so let's get into it. So what I think is the most interesting news story that broke was about Celeste potentially having fake IDs, and who was buying them for her. So here this article posted exclusive information by TMZ, cops eye runaway past, troubled home life. So as we know, she ran away multiple times. Her teacher stated in that clip that the police already got her from David's home once already, but then she just ran away again and went back to him. Our sources say homicide detectives believe there's lots of evidence Celeste comes from a troubled home and that may have triggered her desire to run away. Now here's where it gets interesting. Our sources say the way Celeste was able to navigate on her own was by having multiple fake IDs in an attempt to present much older than she was. Now look, fake IDs are not cheap, and as we know, Celeste came from a troubled home, meaning she probably didn't have a lot of money, she wasn't getting any pocket money. And these fake IDs, I'm not sure how much they are in the US, but I'm presuming like $100 minimum, maybe a couple hundred, let's say like $100. And she's not getting that money on her own, she can't work, she's like 13, 12, she was 14 like in 2025, but I doubt she was working. Now, you know who has a lot of money, and we have proof was sending her money? David. We literally have iMessage.
Adam a auzit că îi dădea bani în fiecare lună. În fiecare lună îi dădea bani, dar îi dădea numai 9.000, pentru că dacă dădea 10.000, după aia ajungea la gen 10.000 trebuia, îi dădea 9.000 și îi dădea 9.000 numai de aia, pentru că dacă îi dădea 10.000 ajungea la suspicious activity și te contacta banca și căcaturi de genul, știi?
Text that shows Celeste asking for 10 rags and David sent her 9,000. So potentially David was buying these fake IDs for her, or she used the money that David gave her to buy the fake IDs. And I'm not sure why she would need them. I'm presuming to get into clubs and stuff like that, potentially with David. If she wanted to get to certain events with David, she needed an ID. And here we actually have some very cool footage. It's of all the unmarked police cars at David's mansion. And if we skim through, oh, I think this is the area that Tesla was discovered. Oh yeah, and this is David's house.
Aha, deci a fost descoperit acolo Tesla și după aia dus la parc. Ce e ăsta? Liviu. No! Nu pot să cred. Bă! Poltergeist moldav. Ai de pula mea, chat, ce video mi-a venit în minte. Am un video la care trebuie să ne uităm neapărat. Neapărat. Cine e OG pe canal știe de video ăsta. Mamă, stați până se termină clipul ăsta că ne uităm la un video incredibil. Incredibil ne uităm.
There's a bunch of unmarked police cars, police officers, detectives, investigators. They're doing some swabs, it seems like there. But yeah, a lot of police. I'm presuming this was like a couple of days ago when the home was raided. Seems like there's another vehicle inside. Maybe that was the manager's car. But yeah, we don't really see what's going on. Like, we know they're testing for blood, for DNA, any potential evidence that could show us what happened to Celeste. That's another test they're doing. They're shaking it. I don't know. I remember in science class you have to shake stuff and then it would show the results. And they're wearing like blue gloves. So these guys are like the I don't know, the detective DNA people who are doing all science, fancy science stuff. So this is actually another good point. It's apparent police think Celeste might have been killed inside the home David was staying at because they obtained a search warrant allowing them to search for blood evidence inside the residence. We do not know what, if anything, police discovered. And the police, of course, have not revealed if they have a suspect. However, obviously, that's not really good news. You know, we haven't got any good news regarding, like, have they found anything? Is David a suspect? Because right now, it looks like he might get away with it because they don't have a cause of death. There's no evidence. However, the homeowner said, house has external cameras, security cameras, can't enter, exit undetected. So, Malden Trifunovic was the guy that owned the home David's manager was renting. And look, these are the CCTV cameras, so this is like the front door, and then these are the ones in front of the garage. The homeowner says the cameras are positioned at entry points in...
Bro, dar tu îți dai seama, gen, să fii homeowner și să dai în chirie, gen, casa ta și să pățești o chestie de genul, gen, cineva să omoare pe cineva la tine în casă. Bro, nu o să mai vrea nimeni, bro, nimeni să stea în casa respectivă, nimeni. Adică poate că ăia dubioși care vor să fie gen, pula mea, obsedați de serial killers and shit, poate că vor. Dar scade prețul la casă imens de mult, gen, există oare vreo asigurare în legătură cu chestia asta? Sincer, există?
The backyard and on the street, and he believes people cannot go in or out of the house without being recorded. So let's say Celeste was killed inside the house, and presuming David would get her through the garage.
Gen, ce se întâmplă în situația asta?
And then the Tesla will be parked inside the garage or at the front.
Bro, dar nu te supăra, îți dai 20.000 pe lună pe asta? Hell nah, bro. Hell nah. Bine, presupun că e șmecheră rău de tot în interior și așa și în curte, dar și arată intrarea din casă sau asta e partea din spate cu garajul?
So it will be shown on this CCTV camera or this CCTV camera.
Și mai sunt și forțați prin lege să spună că a murit cineva în casa aia. Mamă, rău cu aia. Dar le cere cazierul oamenilor care închiriază. Sau se uită și la față. Da, dar asta e altă treabă. Gen, dacă, pula mea, poate cineva are cazierul curat, da? Și tu îi dai casa și după aia omoară pe cineva acolo sau omoară 10 oameni acolo, gen. Îți dai seama că nimeni nu o să mai vrea să stea acolo. Există, dacă stai în America, știu pe cineva care deține 5 Airbnb-uri în New York și are asigurări pentru toate căcaturile și sunt sigur 100% că are și pentru asta. Păi îți dai seama că ai casă de sute de milioane, nu chiar sute de milioane, 10 de milioane de euro, îți dai seama că ai asigură la absolut orice. De-aia mă întreb dacă există asigurare pentru așa ceva, gen. Te pup, BMG, noapte bună, brother, noapte bună.
Of him leaving the house and driving Celeste down the street, if he did it. Now the homeowner says he doesn't have access to the security footage, he doesn't want his tenants to think he's spying on them, and when tenants move in, he gives them the info for the security company and they create their own account to access the cameras. The landlord says LAPD has not told him anything about the investigation or if cops obtain security footage, or he doesn't see why police wouldn't get their hands on the video. Yeah, the police have definitely already got that video. They've already subpoenaed the security company 110%. There's no way they're not. Now, I feel like this would give us a breakthrough, you know, if David's leaving his house randomly at 4 a.m., dragging a black bag with him, or I don't know, even just leaving the house at 4 a.m., and then they track him using the neighbor's cameras or like ring doorbells to see him driving down the road and dumping the car and presumably walking back. Now look, a lot of people have been concerned about that there's no cause of death and that this may help David get away. However, there's actually still a possibility that he may get charged and arrested if they don't find a cause of death, and this smart guy here is going to explain it to us.
Thought somebody was murdered and it turned out later it was an OD. We had one once where the...
Tot stilul lui e fix să atragă copile mici. I mean, stilul lui e TikTok rapper. Asta se cere pe TikTok. Hello Kitty, pimple patches, unghii negre, lanțuri de-astea la gât cu lacăt. Ăsta este literalmente TikTok style. Temu Warrior, bro. Temu Warrior, mă jur. Temu fucking Warrior, bro.
The person committed suicide, it turned out. So we don't know yet. Now, she was dismembered.
Now, that's a good theory. What if Celeste ended her own life, or she OD'd by accident, and, well, David didn't want a dead child inside his house, so he put her in his trunk and hid her body. Now, this guy said she was dismembered. Apparently, that's not actually true. And apparently, the only reason they said it was dismembered is because the body fell apart due to it being decomposed so badly.
Certainly didn't do that to herself, but we don't know from the coroner's office yet exactly if they have a cause of death, what it was. We don't know. And I'm going to suspect a dismembered, heavily decomposed body like that, it's going to be tough to tell. There are certain telltale signs depending on what was in there, what they actually recovered. But at this point, we don't know. But I think in this one, given the high-profile nature, they're devoting the resources and they're doing it right. And the detectives, I've worked with this...
Trendiol, acum cauți pateu pe Google și primul rezultate de la ei. Pateu. Nu-i de la ei. E EMAG. EMAG, după aia Mihai Gătește, după aia Mega. Petri. Da, nu. Pateu Trendiol, ia. Trendiol. Coaie, dă-te în pula mea. What is Trendiol even about, man? What is Trendiol even about? Pateu, Ardealul, coaie. Pe Trendiol. 6 bucăți de 100 de grame la 32 de lei. Și de unde îți vine? Mergi la magazin. Ce magazin? Ai Vivo, coaie. Bro. Șase bucăți, 30 de lei, I mean, nu e așa rău. Asigurarea titlu sau cu clauză de stigmatizare existentă, mai ales în SUA, protejează cumpărătorii de pierderi cauzate de evenimente care stigmatizează casa, precum crime sau sinucideri. Am înțeles, deci există o asigurare pentru așa ceva. Deci, practic, dacă cineva își dă alte F4 sau omoară pe altcineva în casa ta, tu poți să primești bani? Sau cum funcționează? Gen, primești bani sau poți să vinzi casa și îți dă bani pe casa respectivă? Sau cum, dracu? Eu n-aș mai vrea să am casa respectivă în portofoliu, sincer. Fuck it, bro, aș vinde-o. Știi ce zic? Și de bani iau altă casă clean. Ca să pot să o dau în chirie, că presupun că era business-ul ăla.
And these are hard-hitting, no-nonsense women and men at the LAPD who know what they're doing. So they're doing all of that stuff. They're going through the computers. They have forensically worked up that house.
Da, am
probably
prins Coraline,
top to bottom.
că gen e marketplace acum. Adică dacă vinde Vivo și îți vinde Pateu Ardealul,
for her DNA. They're looking on any instrument.
Pateu Ardealul pe Trendiol e fucking crazy. Dar voi știți că anul trecut noi, bucureștenii, bine, eu nu-s bucureștean, dar stau în București, dar zic așa, București, orașul București, au fost pe primul loc în lume la vânzări pe Trendiol, bro, și înainte nu existau chestii de genul, erau efectiv numai haine fake, bazar Turcia. Crazy. Să nu credeți nimic ce vedeți prin oraș.
That may have been used to dismember her. I've already seen some of the conspiracy theories come out, and one of the questions I saw is, who would be stupid enough to put the dead body in the trunk of their own car? And the answer to that is most murderers. Most people, especially when they kill for the first time, make a million mistakes. And this.
Wow, that's actually kind of crazy because people are saying like there's no way it's David, or why would he put the body in his own trunk? Well, as this guy says, who is clearly in that field, he knows what he's talking about. Apparently the majority of first time murderers make a lot of mistakes, they probably did it without thinking, and now the only place they can put it is their trunk. So apparently this is quite common. And even though David is a celebrity, at the end of the day he's still a normal human who makes human mistakes, and one of these were putting the dead girl he possibly killed, allegedly killed, in his trunk, just like all the other first-time murderers.
I think that what's happening in addition to the forensic stuff right now is they are doing gumshoe police work, and they are interviewing every single person they can find that was in his orbit, that knew about their relationship, what the circumstances were, if any. And it certainly sounds, I mean, there's a lot of circumstantial evidence right now indicating that there had been some sort of close relationship between them.
I have 20 seconds, but I've got to get you on the record here. If they can't come up with a cause of death, is that brutal for this case?
No, you can still prosecute. If you can certainly prosecute. I mean, I did 5 no body cases where we had no exact cause of death either. So you can certainly do it. But it does throw a wrinkle in there. If you've just got a decomposed, torso, or depending on what's available, what I would be asking if I was them is the hyoid bone. That's a bone in the neck that's consistent with strangulation. That's something that doesn't go away with decomposition. I'm sure they're looking at that. If it's true that her head was recovered, they can find what's called petechial hemorrhaging in her eyes, indicating strangulation. Bones will leave marks concerning stabbing. So the forensic pathology here is going to be very interesting. And again, the coroners in LA County are the real deal. They know what they're doing. So we'll have to see.
And let's hope, let's hope that they do.
Crazy, bro, sincer, ce se întâmplă cu cazul ăsta, crazy.